Hi, I'm Henry Suits, and I'm with the Warrior News Network, and today we'll be exploring what Tampa Bay locals have to say about the busyness of Tampa Bay. Some people believe that the growth of Tampa is affecting their lives in a negative way. Some to a point that they are considering moving away. Others say that the growth is necessary and results in a better social environment.
I've been here 20 years. I used to live in California. Now I left California because it was a mess.
Yeah.
And I came to Tampa and it was okay for 20 years. But now, it's getting big.
I actually don't live in Tampa. I actually love it. I do maybe want to live here one day, but for now I'm just visiting and I do really enjoy it. So I'm actually from Miami, and I think Miami is a little too busy. So here it's like a happy medium. There's still a lot of people, a lot of excitement, but not too much.
I love it here. I moved here from down South Florida as well, and I love it up in Tampa.
And how long have you been living here?
I want to say a little over 6 months, around there.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost like elevated my lifestyle in a way, just because you're around in a different surrounding, around different people and things like that. So you kind of set goals for yourself that are higher than when you're living at home.
In conclusion, to wrap things up, we looked at many different perspectives about what people think about the growth of Tampa. And we want to know, what do you think?
When I came to Knoxville, the dream was to open my chiropractic clinic in conjunction with some type of fitness. And the first gym we ever opened was a CrossFit gym. I played soccer as my main sport. I really enjoyed training and weightlifting. And so that's what kind of stirred on the desire to open a gym later on in the future. When I first came to Knoxville and opened up just a chiropractic clinic, the desire was if we could create a facility where we say move well, eat well, and be well, right? And we knew fitness was such a huge component to a health journey. We want people to move and to train, and specifically we have a passion for strength training so that patients can have access to move their body and to train, and strength train specifically, to incorporate that already into their care so they can elevate their health long term. As a kid growing up, I never heard the gospel or actually went to church. And it was at 20 years old when I was in college, someone handed me a green Gideon Bible. This is the first time I ever read the story of Jesus. And as I was reading, I couldn't believe someone didn't share this with me before, but it was so transformational. So everything in my life today is to give Him glory. So whether it's business ownership, or the kids that we raise, or the relationship with my wife, or a hobby like golf or training, it's to give God glory with the body I have, physical, mental, and spiritual bodies. If you talk to any entrepreneur, there are sacrifices that have to be done. It was sleepless nights. It was Monday through Sunday grinds. It was sweat equity, rebuilding, certain facilities. So there's always a sacrifice. But for us, the sacrifice of those things, those material things, just paled in comparison to what we knew was, hey, we want to reverse the trend of chronic disease in East Tennessee. So in order to do that, we have to operate as an entity that grows and scales and launches more and more clinics and gyms. Find something you're passionate about and do it with excellence. To sit behind a computer and a job at a desk, maybe you don't love, it just robs your joy. Every day I wake up with excitement and passion to do what I get to do. Now, there's sacrifices for sure, but the joy of accomplishing the work always outweighs the sacrifices that it took to get there.
My name is Josh Lovely, and I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications for KARM Stores. So the mission of KARM is, KARM stands for Knox Area Rescue Ministries, and they are a homeless shelter that also provides programming in order to restore people who are struggling with homelessness, addiction, and mental health issues. They provide programming and housing to help get them back on their feet and be able to reestablish them back into society. Homelessness in Knoxville has really kind of taken a turn, but probably about 2021 it really started to take a turn, and now Knoxville's on pace with cities like San Francisco, Seattle, in terms of homelessness per capita, which obviously raises the red flag of how big of an issue it is in our area. Everything we do is helping someone. I mean, it is impacting lives. Knox Area Rescue Ministries offers, they provide 900 meals a day, 300 for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They're housing almost 400 a night. Everything we do at Carm Shores is driven towards providing all our funding to the mission to help those individuals and help those people. It really wouldn't take a lot in this society for one thing to happen that's out of the ordinary, and suddenly you find yourself in a hard spot and you need somewhere else to stay for a night. So everything Carm does is Christ-centered. I mean, one of their sayings is restoring lives in Jesus' name. Just trying to help them and get them restored. You know, that's what Jesus wanted us to do. He wanted us to love others. He wanted us to help those that were in need, and that is a direct population. I think Jesus, if he were in Knoxville, he would spend a lot of time over around the Carm area. All of our funding goes to the mission, 100% of our profits. So Carm Stores is the top. They provide about 50% of what Knox Area Rescue Ministries is doing funding-wise. Our challenge on the store side is how do we make sure we capitalize on providing as much funding as possible, because there's such a huge demand in homelessness and addiction, but also trying to get that message out because it's not your typical thrift. We're all on the same team of trying to help these individuals and trying to get them restored, because that's what we're called to do as Christians. And so just serving them, finding help is the key thing for anybody that's in this position. Find that help.